Hi, crafty friend. It's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today, I'm going to give you 9 top tips for clean and simple card making. So I'm going to go ahead and just say those as I craft along with this cute card that demonstrates all of those tips. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments as we go. And if you have another tip that I don't mention in today's video, be sure to write that down below and we can all learn it together. I'm using the stamp set from Pajama Crafters Stamps. I will have that linked below if you are interested in picking that up for yourself. So my first tip is to keep your message on your clean and simple card short and sweet. So just a few heartfelt words or simple, thoughtful sentence will do for your card. A simple text is going to be very elegant and clean. So for the clean element, you just want to make sure everything is very sharp and crisp. So I like to use a clean black ink, something like this that is really going to pop against the white background. My second tip is to choose one focal element. So it could be one single photo, illustration, big word, whatever you want it to be, but this is going to be the star of your card. So for me, it's my pufferfish. And so that will be my star of my card. Number 3, you're going to want to use a soft or a bold color palette that is going to pop against your white background. So it doesn't have to be soft. It could be soft or bold, depending on what you're looking for. But you're going to want to stick to maybe 2 to 4 colors. Nothing too crazy because you don't want it to be standing out. You want it to pop off of the white but not be too busy, because that's part of the clean and simple style, having it be very simple. My fourth tip for you is to embrace the white space. And this was something that I struggled with the most when I started making Summit clean and simple cards, was I felt the need to fill every single corner of my card, and I still do that on some of my projects. So don't get me wrong, I am somewhat of a more is more person, but when it comes to clean and simple card making, a less is more of a clean and simple modern look for your cards. So embrace the white space. Now, number 5 is going to be using a clean or simple font. So you're going to want to have a font with your project that is readable. You don't want it to be fuzzy or looking strange. You want it to be easy and quick to read. This is kind of a way to keep the focus on either the focal point or just a little nod to what your image is. And that's basically what I did on this card with my pufferfish. So you want it to be minimal and readable. Number 6 is to create a texture or pattern. Now, I did not do a ton of texture and pattern on the background of my card, but I tried to get a little bit of texture onto my pufferfish with my Copic coloring. You can do this with other mediums as well, maybe with watercolor, but basically you want to create the depth or texture without adding extra clutter and stuff to your projects. Number 7 is going to center or align your focal point with a purpose. Now, I like to put my focal point near the top, on the top third or the top 2/3 of my projects. That's something that I do notice when I'm looking at past projects, but you can also align it on the bottom 2/3, or you can pull your image off to maybe one of the sides, but you just want to make sure that you're putting your focal point somewhere where it has a purpose or a distinct choice, and that will help it feel more modern and that give that clean and simple look as well. Number 8, you're going to want to illustrate or color with purpose again. So if you're adding a stamped image, oh boy, I don't know if the microphone just picked that up, but there is a big thunderstorm going on outside, and that was a big thunder. I may or may not have jumped. Okay, back to my number 8, to illustrate with simplicity or illustrate with purpose. You're going to want to create that simple coloring if you're using an image or using a font, but you don't want it to be too busy. Now that can be a little bit, a little bit subjective depending on your style, but for the clean and simple look, it's important to make it look minimal, which is very difficult for me a lot of the times, I just have to say. All right, my last tip before I give you a couple extra little bonus tidbits, if you will, is to use a high quality material when you're making clean and simple cards. If you're going to give someone, like if you're going to give this card away, the focus is on the puffer fish. So the eye is going to look at it and it will see a clear stamp. It will see the shading of the Copic coloring. It will see the font stamped out clearly. And that is very important when you're creating those high quality clean and simple cards. It really magnifies all of the simple steps that you do with your card because there is nowhere for mistakes to hide. There's nothing popped up. There's nothing layered on top. There's not big chunky embellishments glued over things. There's not layers of die cuts where you can kind of hide different imperfections. It's a very out in the open, clean and simple. So you want to make sure that you're using good ink, you're using a thick cardstock, and this will just elevate the design to something extra special without adding a whole bunch of things to your cards, like embellishments. But I am going to add an embellishment to this card because I just can't help it. So I'm using these, which are new to my craft room, actually. Joy sent these over to me from Pajama Crafters Stamps. They're called Mermaid Tail Confetti Embellishments. And you know me, I love a sparkle. So even though Clean and Simple is all about simple and clean looks, I could not resist and add a few little bubbles. Now they're so tiny. So I still consider this card clean and simple, even though it has embellishments. I know. Okay. Now I have 2 little bonus side tips, if you will, but basically when you're doing something that's clean and simple, you want to make sure that you don't say too much on the outside. You can always pull out that message and grab it into the inside because you want to leave all that blank space on the front. So again, embracing the white space, kind of like that one. And then also make sure that you don't have too much words and have it be too wordy on the front. You can always write your message on the inside. And the stamp set has a lot of really fun embellishments or fun sentiments, but you don't want to go too crazy with sentiments when you are doing a clean and simple card. So what do you think about this one? Let me know in the comments. I am going to add a little bit of shine to the bubbles with a white gel pen. So you'll see that here in just a minute. But this is very clean and simple. I know some people are very strict about clean and simple and do not even want a layered cardstock border around. So I tried to stick to the brief of what tried and true clean and simple people feel. So that is what I did. Now, I just could not help myself and I had to add sparkle to the puffer fish. I know. I love sparkle, but it's still clean and simple. These little pieces of glitter from my Wink of Stella pen they're microscopic. It's fine. Anyway, let me know what you think about this card down below. And if you have any more tips, please drop them down below as well. I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet and join my Facebook group, Stationery Maker Group. Thank you again for watching and for subscribing. We'll see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.